Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I like to document every flop that Meghan Markle drops. She drops it like a flop. She sure does. A bit like Snoop Dogg, but yeah, not as cool. And certainly Snoop Dogg is on Team Martha Stewart anyway. So forget that. Meghan Markle drops a flop all over the place. This video is to document her flops so far in 2025. And my goodness, there are a lot. This took me a lot longer to put together than I would have liked. Wow. But I thought after the Netflix announcement that that thing has been canned, that they have somehow come to their senses, I thought, what a flop. That was an absolute top of the flops. So let's have a look at how 2025 has gone so far. And I'm 100% sure there will be another probably 225 more, something like that. I don't know, a lot more flops to come. So this year started with Meghan Markle running around like a crazy person, again, looking like she has just escaped the asylum, wearing all white. She was down at the beach, writing in the sand. Pretty obvious thing to do, but Meghan Markle doesn't come up with original ideas. This was her return to Instagram. Wow, in so many years. Oh, great to be back, I'm sure, Meghan, with the comments off, no idea what to post, the worst images. But, that was just something that was to come. There were worse things on the horizon for Meghan Markle. But this is how the year started. Okay, she thought this year was going to be fabulous. This was the year she was planning to break away, to throw in the towel. I don't want to be a royal. I just want to use my title. Here I come, cha-ching. Okay, so we got this announcement shortly after the Instagram post. It is all about her With Love Meghan show. Oh my goodness, it was dropping or meant to drop on the 15th of January. She was so excited about this, okay? Now, we all know how this went. But anyway, this was always going to be a flop regardless. And straight up, it did flop because it didn't air at the right time. Because, of course, then we had the fires in LA. Now, that was awful, so bad. Of course, what would you do during that time? You would just, I don't know, donate some money, help out in some way, just on the DL. You don't need to have your face on the camera. You don't need to bring along a crew. Oh, sorry. Unless, of course, you are Meghan Markle. Because after she delayed her show, she pretended all of a sudden that she was some philanthropist. I've never seen a twist like this. She suddenly just pivoted. She didn't miss a beat on this, and it was scary, to be honest, the way she did this so quickly. She saw this thing as an opportunity. She used a natural disaster as an opportunity because then we got all these images. Here she was visiting with Harry as well. I can't forget Harry visiting the scene of the fires where even the residents couldn't get to their homes. It was heartbreaking. And then with her there traipsing through everything, it was disgusting. She, of course, turned it into a photo opportunity. Like, this was so bad. This was a complete flop. It's probably not the right word, but certainly in a career sense, it was a flop. All right, lots of fake hugging. Was this one of her employees? I'm not sure if we ever actually got to the bottom of that, but I'm not sure that it was someone who was actually affected by the fires. Of course, Meghan is facing the camera. She knows where the camera is. She put it there in the first place. Even Harry looks a bit like, oh, goodness, she's really turning it on here. She had her LA cap on. It was all on. It was all happening. She was traipsing through the rubble. And here she was helping out Jose Andre, because this is her bestie in times of a crisis. And she is now pretending that cooking is her thing, and that's the best way she can help. I mean, I don't even know what she's doing there. She's just standing there. She's not doing anything. Now, my belief, and I think a lot of other people feel the same way, is that during this disaster, she was actually filming for season 2. And I think we will see, well, I know that we will see Jose Andre in season 2. She has already confirmed that. I would not be surprised if we see her in this kitchen serving up food in some way, which was happening during the fires. And that will be, wow, that won't be good. That won't be good at all. So she was called, and Harry, can't forget Harry. I keep forgetting Harry. They were called disaster tourists. They got labeled this very quickly, and everyone was basically on board with this. This was shocking. Okay, so this happened. Now, even after being labeled something like that, wouldn't you pull your head in? Wouldn't you say to yourself, oh, yeah, that's probably not a great look? Oh, no. If your name is Meghan Markle, you say, to hell with it. I'm going to double down, because then we got her delivering, I don't know, cookware. What is this? Old clothes, probably stuff that the palace bought for her. I don't know what this was. Of course, again, she's facing the camera. And this photo was all over social media, even though she hates social media. It was up on Instagram, TikTok. It was in Town and Country. It was in Harper's Bazaar. It was in, I think, Elle magazine. Of course, it was in People magazine. That was probably the exclusive. It was everywhere. She basically just piggybacked off this 14-year-old girl, Avery Colbert, who was actually doing the work. And here she was just mooching away. Plenty of celebrities helped out during these fires, as you guys all know, and no one did stuff like this. It was terrible. It was the worst career move, probably, for her. But it didn't stop, because then we got this. We got this and the whole Billie Eilish thing. If you guys remember this was all about a t shirt. It was just, I don't even know what to say about this. She just came across as erratic, just not okay. So this was a terrible, terrible start to the year for Meghan. She should have just left it, delayed the show, and just sat around home and just, I don't know. Did she have people in her home? Remember, she told us that she opened her doors to people. Who were those people? Please come forward. I'd love to know who you are. Anyway, not long after this, things continued to go downhill for Miss Markle. And this was the funniest thing ever. We got this article. Oh, this was a kick in the guts. A much needed kick in the guts, because this had everything. This article, I did a whole video on this. I read the whole thing. It's like over an hour long. It was epic. Epic. Vanity Fair. Wow. American Hustler. Because we got things like they had staff in long term therapy. Wow. That's not good. There were more bullying claims. Yeah, that's not good. That can't be good for business. And then, of course, a post divorce book revelation. Meghan's people had been trying to shop around a post divorce book. Harry, you idiot. You idiot. Where have you been, Harry? Were you guys even together during this time? Because I thought I heard that they rocked up to the LA fire situation in separate cars. I thought that's what happened. Anyway, who actually knows? But this was great. I don't think there was much feedback from the Sussexes on this, because it was just way too accurate. Like, what would you say to this? They had receipts, and of course, they had more receipts, probably waiting if there was going to be some questioning. And I don't think there was. But there you go. No lawsuits I'm aware of. So what does that tell you? So, yeah, flop city for the start of the year for sure. We then got we then got the Invictus Games. The Invictus Games. Now, I didn't think Meghan was going to show to this. And honestly, she probably shouldn't have. She should have just left it. Sometimes Meghan needs to just stay at home or just, I don't know, not be in the media would be my recommendation. If I was Meredith Maines, I would say sit back and do some Sudoku or something, because you don't need to be in the press every single day. It's not healthy. It's not helping anyone, especially you, because this Invictus Games was shocking. She rocks up, straight away sees the camera. Okay, like you can't miss it. Like, look at that. So that was like, I don't know, half an hour into it. She's already eyeballing the camera. It was terrible. Then she started pushing people around in wheelchairs, which is like a huge no-no. So rude. So just wrong. So wrong. Then of course we got some cosplay going on. Of course we did. I think this was day 3. Might have even been day 2. It's all a blur. But I mean, this was unnecessary. Meghan Markle is unnecessary. We, of course, got plenty of hugging. And, of course, Meghan's facing the camera again. It's all set up. And as I predicted, as we have seen before, the wardrobe was OTT. Just her outerwear. I mean, I think she was there for 4 days, 3 or 4 days, like nothing at all. This was what she wore, and this is what I calculated. These are from the internet, but about $20,000 worth of outerwear. Look at that. Shocking. Disgusting. Who paid for that, by the way? So this, again, not good for business, Meghan. Not good. Stay at home. Have a bath. Maybe put your bath salts in. Maybe try your own bath salts. Let me know how that goes. You can't sue yourself. Then, of course, as I've been saying, it got worse. It just got worse. This downward spiral was just spiraling all over the place, because then we got this whole cat's out of the bag thing. The cat's out of the bag. Now, okay, I get it. She's trying to get in front of the critics. Someone found her Shop My page, or her, what was it? Someone found her Shopify page, I think it was. And so she was forced to come out and talk about it. But why did she do it like this? I don't know. I don't know. Rambling real. It didn't look good. Could she have brushed her hair? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting some ideas into her head. Now, also, we got this article because, again, the Sussexes cannot retain staff. They did another shake up. It's basically a purge. They just call it a shake up, and basically just deny that the issue could be them, because I'm pretty sure the problem is Meghan. But, of course, no, just try and get rid of everyone around you. And it must be something in the water. It must be that it can't be you, Meghan. Of course not. Jeez, honestly. Then we got enter Meredith Maines. Here she is, come to save the day. This woman is probably one of the hardest working people on the planet, because everything I'm showing you from this point on, she has had to deal with, like damage control, like putting fires out constantly. She might as well have brought a fireman's hose with her, because she is just constantly on. She has to be. She must have coffee like intravenously. She hasn't got even time to pick up a coffee cup. But anyway, how long before we see this, I wonder? I wonder. I'm just putting it out there. Of course, that's I'm just having a laugh. But you never know. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Shall we speculate? Probably not. But let's continue, because things just kept getting worse. And this is only a few months ago. This is how many things have gone bad. So we had the death of ARO, because this thing should never have seen the light of day anyway. Again, Meghan should have just stayed at home and just done her homework and just, I don't know, kept quiet. But no, she released this. We all heard about it. We all laughed about it. There was just so many things wrong with this. And yeah, then of course it is dead and abandoned with all of her other trademarks or just projects that she just loses interest in or for some reason just don't work out. And that reason is Meghan Markle. But anyway, let's keep going. So that was obviously a flop, like a flop and a half. I love it so much. So American Riviera Orchard is just, that was a moment in time. You can't buy that kind of comedy. Then, of course, we got the With Love Megan show. Finally, it came to air, and this was in March. So they were only in March. Just remember, everything I've shown you so far is only January, February, and March. Okay. Everything has gone wrong. I can't think of one thing that's gone right. So this is just wrong city everywhere. So we got this. So we got her chopping vegetables on a cooking show. Okay, that's not cooking. Megan, that's not cooking. It's chopping. Okay, it looks like she's going to chop with her hand there as well. I don't know what she's doing there. Then we got her putting pretzels in a bag. Again, not cooking. Definitely not cooking. We then got her telling us that you can make a fruit salad rainbow. Again, not cooking. Not cooking at all, and very annoying and condescending at the same time, which is kind of skillful perhaps. It's probably interesting how you can offend people and piss people off at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, she's quite talented in some ways, I have to admit. We also got her wearing a beekeeper suit, which was like the whitest beekeeper suit you've ever seen, straight out the packet. I'm surprised I can't see the price tag on that thing. She probably returned it after the scene. She never tailors anything anyway, so yeah, she keeps the tags on. So this thing is probably back in the store. You can probably buy this exact suit. I don't know what she was doing there, pretending to be Catherine, I think. We then, of course, got her cooking a pasta dish, a one pot pasta dish that she has claimed as her own, when in fact it is clearly ripped from Martha Stewart years ago. Years ago. So, yeah, just more plagiarism to add to the list. And don't forget that we also got her completely berating her friend, Mindy Kaling, for calling her Meghan Markle, even though I'm pretty sure her ID tells us her name is Meghan Markle. But anyway, she's a Sussex now, don't you know? So rude. Anyway, that was a flop. Every episode was a flop. Every episode was hard to watch. And there should be no season 2, but for some reason there is. I can't explain that. I really can't. I don't know. Netflix, surely you've got better things to put on TV. Surely. There are creators out there gagging for it, like trying their hardest to put things together, and you put this on TV. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that was clearly a flop. That was like an 8-episode flop. Then we got another flop because we got this. We got this flop slop. Basically, we got the first drop of the flop slop. And yeah, what was this? This was a debacle in itself. Every single thing that you see on your screen there is a disaster. Not needed in this world. No one asked for any of this. No one needs any of this. It's overpriced. We know where it comes from. It's it's not made by Meghan. It has nothing to do with Meghan. It is just a disaster. And of course, the consistency of the hero product, isn't quite what you'd expect. Let's just say that. Oh, so that has to be a flop. Definitely a flop, that thing. Then after that flop, we had another flop. We had another 8-episode flop. Or was it 8.5 or 9 episodes? Because we got this thing. This thing. Like this was a drainer. I think I lost years of my life watching this. I wish I could get that time back. If someone said to me, what would you do better in your life? I would say, oh, well, I wouldn't watch this. And that would just give me straight away like a whole day back, basically. I could do so many better things with my life. But I did learn some things. I did hear quite a lot of lies, which I talk about in my videos. But let's quickly recap, because she really banged on about pregnancy, which I don't know what was the purpose of this podcast, just to make us realize that she was never pregnant. I don't know. What was she thinking? But basically, we got this. We got her telling us that she actually had a rare condition called postpartum preeclampsia, which coincidentally her guest also had. Like, just a coincidence. Seriously, her guest must have been like warning signs, woot, something's up. Like, honestly, you would have to say something was weird about that conversation. We also heard that she gained 65 pounds during each pregnancy, even though she still wore stilettos. Okay, is another pregnancy lie. We then also heard that she consumed adaptogens during her pregnancy, which is not recommended in any way, in any world. Okay, so just made things worse. So poor Meredith. I mean, I don't really feel sorry for Meredith. I don't know why I said poor Meredith. I'm sure she's getting paid just fine. Pretty sure I saw her with a Louis Vuitton bag the other day. So she's fine. But I mean, talk about stress. like, why did you say any of this, Meghan? Why? So, in the middle of all of these episodes, don't forget right in the middle of her podcast era, basically what this was, we got this. We got this interview. Wow. And for anyone who was introduced to Jamie Kern Lima in this interview, I'm just so glad, because, well, it's hard to explain, but I knew who she was, and I couldn't explain to other people who she was and how annoying her voice is and how babyish and sickly sweet and all of these things. Like, you just have to hear it for yourself to understand it. So I don't have to explain that to anyone anymore. Like, that's great for me. So I'm the winner out of all this, clearly. So everyone knows who she is now. I don't know that she's got any more fans, but anyway, more people know about her. But there's too many things to talk about that happened in this podcast. One of the things, though, is that Meghan has been shown to be using her HRH title, which is clearly not allowed, especially on an ice cream hamper, you know. So, anyway, that was another flop, of course. We, of course, then had more flops because we got these pants. So, this is a double whammy, because not only are the pants terrible, the actual event was terrible. And why was Meghan even at the Time 100? Clearly, she has paid to be there, because she didn't have any award given to her. She was just there as a keynote speaker. Like, what? Being interviewed by the CEO, who is ridiculous. That was the worst interview ever. So we heard more dribble from Meghan Markle. She spoke about flower sprinkles as though she was, like, I don't know, changing the world. I can just imagine her going to some third world country. Like, if she'd gone to Rwanda when she had these flower sprinkles, she probably just would have sprinkled them on all the kids or something, or in their water, down their well, as though she's some kind of magician and making everything better. I don't know, but she just thought she was so amazing. And of course, because it was Prince Louis's birthday, of course, she mentioned that Archie was losing a tooth the same time that Louis had just lost his teeth. So, yeah, okay. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. She also just proved that she is a terrible parent, because she wasn't at home and she wanted to just rush home, but then she didn't rush home. So, again, Meredith, what are you doing about this? Because that should never have happened. Again, Meghan could have just stayed at home. because this was in New York, a long way from where she lives in Montecito. Okay. Oh, then we had another flop. Don't forget this thing. This was gross. This was disgusting. This was just crass. This was vulgar. I think probably vulgar is the best word for this. So many things wrong. Why did this see the light of day? How did this image hit my retinas? That's what I want to know. And can I sue? Can I be compensated for the time that I had to waste watching this? And that song, it was just in my head. It was awful. So many things that Meredith has to clean up. This was one of them. Or maybe she pushed go on this. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's just fighting fire with fire over in Montecito. I don't know how things are going over there. But this was surely a flop. This didn't need to happen. They're just digging a hole. Meghan is digging a hole. Then we have another flop because another podcast came out. She needs to stop doing podcasts. Meghan, get away from the microphone. Okay, please. This thing, I did 2 videos on this. One was just about it, and the second one was just all the lies. I just went through the transcript and picked out all the lies, and it is a long episode because there are so many lies. But of course, the most famous quote from this podcast, and again, shouldn't have said it. Meghan, you should have stayed at home. She called everyone a liar when she said, I would ask people to tell the truth. Now, probably the dumbest thing she could have said, because now we are seeing people telling the truth. And you asked for it, Meghan. That is what you get when you put that out into the world. So that was a flop for Meghan, not so much for anyone else like me, but she should not have done that. Then we got another slop drop. Okay, we got the apricot, that almost rhymes, the apricot slop drop, because this thing, I don't know, haven't got enough jam in the world. We haven't got enough spreads or, I don't know, preserves. Would you call that a preserve? I don't know. It doesn't need to be preserved. It needs to be put in the bin, butter or poured into the sink. I wouldn't even put that in the bin. That needs to go down the sink. But there you go. That was another flop. And again, of course, it's sold out, which is another problem. It's not a good problem to have, Meghan. It makes you look ridiculous. Then, more. My goodness. This thing dropped on Princess Diana's birthday. I mean, that's a flop. I mean, that's offensive. That is wrong. But that is a poor choice of date, of product and date combined. So yeah, that didn't really go well. I wouldn't have thought. Yeah. I don't know. Her fans seem to think it's great, but pretty sure the majority of the public who have a brain realized that this was not a good look. And then, of course, icing on the cake, cherry on the top, we now have this flop because they can't keep their Netflix deal. It will not be renewed. This was their moneymaker. This was their cash cow. This was basically all they had. Okay, this was all of their revenue. So who knows what they're going to have to do now? They're going to have to hustle, American hustle, all over again. But guys, that is what I have put together so far for 2025. They are all of Meghan Markle's flops. Please let me know if I have forgotten something. There probably are a few in the middle there somewhere, but honestly, I think that's enough for now. I think we just need to just take a break. But that is the mega flops of 2025. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep these videos coming. Thank you so much. Bye.